All feet, one beat. That is the slogan of UNC student organization Ek Taal, a dance performing group that fuses the Indian styles of Bharatanatyam, Odissi, and Kuchipudi, along with modern Western music to bring aspects of Indian culture to UNC's campus. These rhythmic styles are over 1,000 years old, and dancers typically start learning at the young age of 6 the complexities of these styles, which are based on Indian temples and gods and goddesses. Ek Taal aims to bring parts of their Indian heritage to UNC's campus and gain a broader audience through incorporating modern Western music.
The girls of Ek Taal have had a thriving passion for this dance for years. Sarah Yu, a singer at UNC, said that this is all she has ever known to do and is a part of her identity. She was known at the age of 6 as the girl who danced. Dancing even molded her ideas about which college she would go to. The presence of Ek Taal on campus was a key factor in her decision to come to UNC. This really shows how important the Indian dance culture is to the girls of Ek Taal. The Ek Taal dancers feel a certain joy and pride for their culture that they don't get anywhere else, which is why they chose to continue doing this dance for many years. Without their years of practicing this dance style, Ek Taal would not be what it is today.
Ek Taal is not about preserving Indian heritage in opposition to the ever-changing modern world. Rather, Ek Taal's dancing style is alive and adapting, blending 50-cent instrumentals with traditional Indian music in a unique fusion, which makes them stand out from other groups at national dance competitions. When speaking with the members of Ek Taal, there is no sense of obligation or that they are driven by a sense of duty to preserve their parents' culture. There is true joy in the way they speak about how there's something you can get from dance that you can't get anywhere else, and how they marvel at the fact that a 1,000-year art form has been incorporated into their very identities. In fact, their teacher has required them to begin teaching others in order to maintain the flow of knowledge that links the past, present, and future. By keeping these forms of dance relevant in the modern world, the girls of Ek Taal are also impacting long-held beliefs about dance in the Indian community. Traditionally, there is somewhat of a stigma surrounding dance as an art form for the lower class, but now people are beginning to open their eyes and embrace it as a part of Indian heritage.
Ek Taal does not exist in a bubble. They are an active part of the Carolina Dance Project, which bridges the gap between the multitude of dance groups on campus. The Carolina Dance Project even spearheaded the creation of the dance minor at UNC, which will begin in the fall of 2013 or 2014. The girls of Ek Taal have created friendships across the lines of the 4 other different Indian dance groups on the campus, as well as with other culturally diverse dance teams. An obstacle that Ek Taal has faced is not being able to find funding for the performances. Ek Taal is funded by the student government, which also gives money to many other organizations on campus. Asking for funding is a strenuous process because they have to justify every dollar. They want to reach as many people as possible and perform in front of a wide variety of audiences, but it is hard when they do not have enough funding. To spread Ek Taal's passion for dance and the Indian culture, they would like to perform at hospitals, nursing homes, mental institutions, and children's programs. Bringing the joy of dance to these populations would be an innovative service project. However, to make this happen, Ek Taal would need to find funding.
Ek Taal truly adds something different to UNC's campus. By bringing together Indian tradition and modern flair, Ek Taal adds a special dimension to UNC's diversity as a whole, and the group's unique identity as a group serves to give UNC a more unique identity as a campus as well. Student organizations like Ek Taal spark conversation in the community and help to bridge cultural gaps by using the universal art of dance.
Ultimately, Ek Taal is about passion. Using the same dedication and perseverance required to master their art, it is certain that they will overcome their obstacles and allow more and more students at UNC and the surrounding community to benefit from the talents of the girls who danced. Naika, the female heroine or protagonist.
We chose the Ek Taal dance group for our oral history project because we wanted to explore the culture and heritage of a group which we all felt we had little prior exposure to. We found Ektal exceptionally interesting because the group studies and performs a classical dance that takes years to master and builds on ancient Indian culture and tradition. We hope to learn about the dance itself in our interviews with the members of Ektal and how these women seek to spread culture and heritage to UNC's campus.
Shringara, giving to others.
The dancers in Ektal proposed a service project that would allow them to bring their dance performances to mental hospitals, children's hospitals, nursing homes, and other similar institutions. However, Ektal struggles to get funding, which would make the completion of this service project very difficult. As a group, we discussed possible ways to help Ektal locate funding, such as hosting a performance on campus or a benefit night at a local restaurant. These are all very plausible ways to gain funding to allow Ektal to expand their performances and help others.
Tanaka.
Sherry B. Ortner, a cultural anthropologist, as cited by Tanaka, said the importance of subjects lies not so much in who they are and how they are put together as in the projects that they construct and enact, for it is in the formulation and enactment of those projects that they both become and transform who they are, and sustain or transform their social and cultural universe. Tanaka states, the biggest key to establishing positive approaches for diversity on college and university campuses will be to find ways to increase white student engagement with it. We think that Tanaka would say that our project shows that UNC does a fairly good job at integrating cultural groups. We also think he would see each of our group members as becoming more culturally competent by conducting these interviews and completing this project. We believe that Tanaka would be supportive of our work.
Bhava, the outer manifestation of an inner experience.
Observing and getting to know the Ektal group and their history allowed us to see both ourselves and Ektal on campus at UNC in a new light. We value the culture that Ektal seeks to bring to Carolina, and we realize that Carolina is a culturally rich campus that is accepting and supportive of groups like Ektal. We also saw lots of opportunity on campus at UNC to promote more cultural groups like Ektal, and we saw a space for ourselves as a class group to help groups like Ektal spread their message through projects like the oral history.
Chihuahua.